So clearly, I knew that my take on kids and religion was going to ruffle some feathers. I get it. Especially what we've been taught, all these years, what a lot of pastors preach. Um, I just think you guys don't apply what's being taught in the Bible correctly. Okay. Here's the thing, when you separate biology, okay, we are human beings, which means in order to survive, we have to be able to procreate, okay? Procreate does not care who you believe in, okay? You could believe in Satan, okay? I hate to say it like that, but you can. You could believe in nothing. You could be an atheist. You just don't believe, anything, right? That there's like a higher power. So that still doesn't negate the fact that your body's still going to do what it was expected to do, which procreate, be able to have kids and to keep the race going, okay? And then here's the thing. A lot of times, and what I'm finding between men and women, y'all are using biblical stories of man, okay, to dictate or to, what's the word? Not dictate, but provide support and evidence why it's okay for these things to happen. What God allows does not mean he approves. And we know that because there's explicit text of him explaining how to bring kids in the world. Okay. So, yes, in the Bible, you're going to hear stories of humans being humans. Okay. Even today, you got people that are cheating on each other, marriages are failing, infidelity will run rampant. Okay. Especially when you're supposed to be committed to one another, which is why outside babies can come to be. Then you also have people that are out here fornicating. And is that not also known as a sin? We have all done it. Unless you are a virgin, we have all done it. But here's the thing, if you're going to sin, let the sin stop with you. All right. Y'all are producing babies in sin. Okay. Y'all are classifying kids as gifts, but would you hand over a gift, or would you walk up to somebody's house to hand them a gift that's actively burning, or would you gift somebody that type of gift where there's no foundation? That is not always the case. Also, how can all children be blessings? Again, if there's women that die during childbirth, you're producing kids that are, either mentally or physically disabled, sometimes both, and now they're dependent on you. Okay, now that's an extra stress on you. All right, if kids are such blessings, then why do we have more cases of child abuse from women? These are how people are handling these blessings. So this is what I'm saying. Y'all are just classifying them because, yes, they're innocent and they require due care. Just because I'm trying to take away that title does not mean I'm trying to take away the innocence, the strategy behind and how you produce them. You do realize when you produce outside children in committed relationships, that creates gaps in the actual family dynamics. When you produce children out of wedlock, everybody doesn't have a great co-parenting situation. Okay, it creates gaps. Now that child has to grow up without seeing a parent or having an active parent there on a day-to-day basis. That's what y'all keep calling as blessings. Y'all say blessings. When y'all call children's blessings, you're directly talking about how you feel about the kid you pushed out. Y'all are directly talking. That's how you guys make yourself feel good about the decision you made. But where was all of this planning when you was out here fornicating? That's what we're trying to get. You can't apply God now that a child is here. You were supposed to do your due diligence beforehand. Okay, and then y'all repeatedly do it, and then you blame men. You blame men for the reason why you're in your circumstance when you have control. Also, everybody don't want kids. If kids are such blessings, why don't everybody want them? Because people are realistic about the time and effort it takes, the financial strain that they can, have on a person, on a family. Okay, kids are expensive. Everybody don't want to embark on that journey. This is why it should be a planned journey. When you decide to have kids, it's not to make yourself feel good. It should be about the life experience that child is about to have. Yes, you can have a child out of wedlock. Yes, you can. But it's all about the experience of that child. That doesn't make that child less than a child that was born in a marriage, but their experience is going to be less than. It's not going to be ideal like if a person was committed in a relationship by two individuals that were happy together. That's what y'all are failing to realize. God does not produce babies. He tells you how to do it, okay? And he wants you to choose the appropriate person that mimics his characteristics. Y'all should be going after men or committing to men that are after God's heart, okay? But a lot of y'all are after your own sexual urges. And the kids are an afterthought, but now they're still blessings regardless. Just simply remove that title, okay? It does not mean they're less than. It doesn't mean that they're less important. But I think we y'all are selling our women a dream, okay? That this type of movement is okay, and it's not. Now, the only time that I could see a child really significantly being a blessing to a couple. They're married and they have been trying and trying and trying for years, and they were about to lose hope, and they finally got pregnant. And that still took effort. It still took the help of doctors, I'm sure. Typically they had to get medical involved a lot of times when that happens. Okay, that I could see being a blessing. But just to think that God is just plopping babies in people's uteruses is wild.